All right, I'm very sorry for that delay. For anybody that's actually listening, I just realized I do not have anything live for what is going actually on YouTube. Okay. For anybody wondering, in case I have anybody listening, let me go back. Oh my God. Every time I do this, the dogs, let's see if I not cut off my hair. This is also a test for stuff I want to do Sunday with Afro Beer Chick. And I need some serious light down here. That's the problem. It's also a problem that I have a 9-year-old iMac, and so that's the camera you're looking at. I don't have a good, and I don't have my glasses on, which is fine. Because, see, without my glasses, I can't really see because it's really made for anyway. Let's see if this doesn't focus. Shoot. This is a beer that I made to help World Class Bullshitter celebrate 100,000 subscribers. It is a brown Belgian inspired ale. So, you know what I have not done, and I meant to do this already, is I have not done an article on my website about exactly what this beer is, because I use a dry Belgian yeast that I had never used in my life. I like parts of it and I don't like other parts of it. So there's some, well, that's way too close. There's some Belgian ale yeast esters that are not present in this because it was dry as opposed to a liquid yeast. However, it took off very well. It did provide some good Belgian esters that I would expect, but it's a bit weak. So I'm not 100% sure where I fall on it. But what I did like is that it took off very well. It did like that this particular beer, and you probably can't see it, but anyway, this is a clear bottle, and we'll be pouring it very soon, but it's got to warm up a little bit. I just took it out of the refrigerator, and yes, I'm very drunk. So here's what's I liked about that yeast, in that it was a single packet. It was rather expensive for a dry yeast. That, for starters, that's part of the issue. So normally when I use, I say, a liquid yeast, like say a White Labs, my preferred yeast for this type of Belgian, granted, you're going to say, wait a minute, that's darker than a double, it's darker than a quad. Correct. Debittered malts. So dark roast, I forget the name of the anyway, Belgian debittered malts, 300 to 350 SRM, or no, SRM, Love Bund, for those keeping track. So you're not going to get those stout characteristics where you get bitterness from the malt itself, but and then the hops come to play. And what tends to happen if you use a golden ale yeast, I have and it's the Abbey Black, actually, from several years ago, a very popular homebrew that I did with some friends of mine. Basically, I did an Abbey ale that was pretty good, and I used the White Labs golden Belgium ale yeast. So I forget the number. Awesome, right? So it had the banana, it had the clove, it had very bright fruity notes that you would expect from a Belgian ale. I basically did the same recipe. If I remember correctly, it was 350 SRM debittered malts. I want to say maybe 2 pounds, maybe 3 at most, with the pale malt. So it gave it a color of a dark porter or a light stout, but it did not give the bitterness from the malt. So for anyone who want to know the major difference between a porter and a stout, I know there's all kinds of blurring. There's Baltic porters and all kinds of crap. But let me tell you. So a porter tends to be dark brown to black. A stout tends to be black. The biggest difference in the style. So if anybody thinks that there's no difference between a porter and a stout, I'm going to educate you right now. if you look at the beer judging guidelines, okay, from a strict style perspective, and I feel like these headphones are not like they're not right. The biggest difference between a stout and a porter is the source of bitterness. So a porter, if you are a strict to the letter of the law, as it were, a porter is bitter from the hops. You might get some malt bitterness, but it's mostly distinct hop bitterness. Now, I will admit that unless you have a very dark malt, say black patent or something, for me, it is very difficult to say, yep, that's from hops, or yep, that's from malt. So in a stout, a pure stout, not a milk stout, not an export, not a dry, none of that stuff. The difference is the source of bitterness. So a pure stout will have, in the beer judging guidelines, you'll see no discernible hop aroma, no discernible, and discernible is the key word here. No discernible hop aroma, no discernible hop bitterness. When you look at a porter can be, the bitterness can be from stout or malt. It will have it should anyways, have distinct hop characteristics on aroma, distinct hop characteristics on flavor, and the bitterness may be from hops or malt or both. Whereas a stout is purely supposed to be from the malt. So the dark roasted malt, say black patent or a roasted barley or roasted unmalted barley. So Sam Adams, for instance, Sam Adams cream stout, the dark brown flavor and coloring you see is unmalted barley, roasted unmalted barley. And that actually is a very unique characteristic to that type of stout. Guinness actually has quite a bit of hops in it, but the bitterness is supposed to be from black patent. I haven't made a Guinness clone in probably 20 years, so I'm going from memory. Anyway, I know I am live and my eyes are going absolutely apeshit. So I just got back from the Jungle Gyms 2019 International Beer Fest. I did thank Ed for a great show. I've been drinking since 6:30 Eastern. My wife picked me up. They stopped pouring at 10:30. Basically, about 10:28, I went up to the last stand. I said, "Hey, whatever bottle you've got open that has the least amount in it, pour." So I don't have my glass. And I started at 6:30, so I got it in an hour early. This is about as drunk as you will ever find me on air. And I'm also in the basement, and the lighting down here sucks. Over here, I have a window, but it is 11 o'clock at night, so there aren't any lights. I'm afraid over here is a single 60-watt bulb. If the sconce was still working, it hasn't worked in years, and we've been meaning to replace it. 60 watts. Actually, I think it's 40 watts. Over here would be another light. So a lot of what you're seeing is because it is dark, and I might be talking to myself, and I don't know, and it doesn't matter. So let's. I was really hoping that somebody from CBS, WCBS, would be watching, but I don't think anybody is. Then I will apologize for any silliness and stupidity. So who is watching? I got one person watching. Dr. Phil Seitz, Lapis Anus. Excellent. I hope you are still around, Dr. Phil. John O'Donoghue. Congrats. And the Worker Credit. Hey, Brian. I don't know who's still watching. I finally brought it up. Now, granted, okay, so that everybody knows, my wife picked me up 10:30. My eyes are going nuts. In 2 weeks, I will be 51. So I feel this more than you probably will at 30. And for anybody that lives in Cincinnati, get on Jeff's ass about picking up some beer. I've actually given away a couple of 6-packs. He thinks he's getting like 4.5 gallons, but I'm like, dude, you would get 4.5 gallons in May. Here's the characteristics of this beer, and unlike the 50,000 where I put the beer XML on my website, I have not done this for this, although I have exported it, but I have not done an article. That's my mistake. I need to get better. I need to write like once a week minimum. Because my website's actually getting more traffic, but I haven't done anything. So this is a dark brown ale. It's technically a porter. It's WCBS 1000 K deep brown ale is what I called it. I bottled this on April 21st, 2019. If anybody was at a celebration in Chicago, I wanted this beer to be ready. However, I kind of fell short on the hop additions. And so there was a hop complexity that I did not account for that took 3 extra weeks to age properly. This is about a 9.5% beer. Now, I understand there's a very good chance this thing's going to blow up in my face. Being a home brewer, I mean, I do sanitize the caps, I do sanitize the bottles. This is a test bottle. Let me tell you something right now. If I ever give you a bottle that's clear or green, I have a very strong belief you are going to return the bottle to me. There's nothing better for if I give you a 6-pack of bottles, you return that same 6-pack or other 6-pack with me. And if you return me like a 12, 2 6-packs or something, you're going to get more beer in the future. I want to brew more, but I do not drink enough to get rid of the beer, and the beer will go bad, unfortunately. And that is the bane of home brewing is getting. I'm going to go over my mic this time. Getting the cap properly sealed. Now this cap does have an oxygen eating layer on it, which means I can no longer boil these. Used to be able to boil caps to sanitize them when you cap them as a home brewer. Not anymore. They have an oxygen layer in them that basically eats the oxygen that gets stuck between the beer and the top. If you boil them, you will absolutely destroy that layer, and it really defeats the entire purpose. It used to be these were the exception, but now these are the rule. Years ago, I had more than 20 years ago when I lived in Knoxville, I used to get overruns. And so people would get beer that would be like a Tab or a Sunkist or something. In Knoxville, Tennessee, there's a Coca-Cola bottling distributor right off of basically, I guess it's technically I-75 South and 40 West, right where Alcoa Highway meets. There's a Coca-Cola bottling company right there. And when they would have overruns, they would at local homebrew stores, you could buy for very, very, very cheap Sunkist. What I liked about those caps is they were easier to cap because they were thinner, which also means they had less protection. However, now here at Listerman's and other places like Paradise and even Brew Monkeys, when they're open, you're going to get these kind of bottle caps, and you can't boil them. You have to put them in. I put them basically in a more or less, it's anchor hocking, not Tupperware technically, container, and then I put some something in there. Some people use Star Sand. I've used Star Sand a few times. Every freaking time I get a musty smell from them. I actually lost a homebrew competition several years ago with Cincinnati Malt Infusers because I listened to somebody who said, "Oh no, use Star Sand instead of the One Step." And fuck them. I don't want to use it ever again. I use it for stuff that never touches my beer. So anyway, this one had a hop complexity that is actually pretty good. So we'll see how well this has. I actually shot a beer review of this like a month ago, maybe more, of a test bottle, and it was very good. I've had the wife of a local brewer. I gave her 2 bottles. She's opened one. I saw her tonight. I said, "Look, you got to share this with Jason." I talked to Ed this evening over at Jungle Gyms. I gave him 2 bottles 3 weeks ago. He hasn't tried any yet. Previously, this beer is very, very, very good. And Jeff and Nick would like this. I'm not so sure about Kendo, and I'm not so sure about Dion. here's what I don't like. So what I missed because of that dry yeast is there aren't too many dark fruit flavors that I wanted to come up, but I didn't. Where when I went to Paradise when I made this beer. So this was bottled in April 21st. I made it before we went to like a month before we went to Chicago, but it had a secondary for 3 weeks to get the characteristics I wanted. So White Labs golden ale yeast would have been better. It would have given dark fruit flavors. This sort of shows up. However, the hop profile is very good, at least in the bottle that I did several weeks ago. I don't remember if I've edited that. I guess I could go look it up, but I don't want to be talking forever. So it is 20 after 11. My voice is going crazy. Everybody that's still here, absolutely appreciate it. Thank you very much. Jeff is on Mary's one. Yeah. And, I saw Mary's 1K and I didn't get invited to anything. And I do not know what to make of the Fandom Menace. I feel like in some ways they have kind of written me off because I'm old. But I must say, hundreds of my subscribers are participants in the Fandom Menace. So I don't want to say, oh, forget you guys, because look, I didn't like the first, The Force Awakens. That's how I found World Class Bullshitters. That's how I became involved. I know a lot of people came along with The Last Jedi. Awesome. And, I don't understand. Normally on Facebook, not Facebook, YouTube, it goes up, down, up, down. I've been hovering around 1,500 for like 2 weeks. And the last 5 days, 1,500 hasn't changed at all. However, I did a search the other day because I have like 4 or 5 browsers on my Mac and I have stuff I can log into YouTube. I go into YouTube and I'm not anybody. I did a search for myself and it said 2,000 subs on the search page. I click on it and it says 1,500. It's very strange. I've noticed that on my homepage, there have been the counts have been off sometimes by a factor of 4, if you can believe it. It'll say, 48 views, and you click on it, it's almost 200. I don't understand. And everything's been echoed to, well, BitChute used to be echoed automatically. Now, the last several times I've had to actually upload my videos. The thing with BitChute, I'm growing over there, but unless you donate money, I don't see anything. This is the downside of BitChute is they don't have advertising. And so that means that I don't, and it's not like I make hundreds. I mean, I don't even make $50 a month, just so you know. So if anybody out there sees more than 1,500 views, please screenshot it and send it to me because I think I'm actually still growing. But for 5 days, even on Social Blade, it said 1,500 views. And I'm desperately trying to get over 2,000. I mean, I'm at this like 8 years. And so it's crazy. Anyway, let's get to the review. This is why I'm here. I know I'm drunk off my ass, but again, let's see how good this is. Let's see it, make sure it doesn't blow up. I've been waiting. I've been kind of hem-hawing because because it's a Belgian yeast, it needs to warm up a little bit. I won't get into all the particulars of ales and lagers and all that other nonsense and difference in temperatures. But let's see. Now this is naturally carbonated. And apparently I'm not high enough. So if you ever get a homebrew that's naturally carbonated, there's going to be some yeast in the bottom that you're not going to want. So basically you want to keep about that much, like the last few millimeters, depending on the yeast. Now, this is what's awesome. That is naturally carbonated. That head will stay on it pretty well. That is awesome. Okay. Now, one of the things that I said when I actually tweeted out when I reviewed this beer the first time, as I said, I was an effing genius. And I will say this, and this is not me tooting my own horn. Let me go over to see if anybody's even listening. Oh, phooey, it's not working. Oh, hold on. Why can't I type? What the heck? Oh, don't tell me my I'm looking at my keyboard. It's connected. God bless. Logan Michael, rookie critic, I see you. I cannot type. I don't know why I cannot type. I'm going to try a different window to see if I can type there. Nope. I wonder if my keyboard has gone to sleep or my batteries have died. That's the bad part about wireless. Thank you. Anybody that's actually still listening, I actually am very appreciative. One of the things that I try to get out, but I don't know if I really come across, I am extremely appreciative of everybody that watches my videos. I've been at this a long, long time. I've had all kinds of various different ideas on videos. And hopefully Sunday, Afro Beard Chick, I think is her name on Twitter. She and I are trying desperately to figure out the time to do a collaboration beer review. And I've been trying at this for a year. And I finally got somebody that's like, yes, let's do it. And I think it'll be awesome. Anyway, this, what you're looking at here is 100% natural carbonation. So this is not injected by CO2. Oh my God. See, here's what I will say about myself, and Dr. Phil can back this up because he can go talk to his brother-in-law Joe. I am an look. I'm gonna pull no punches. I'm a fucking genius when it comes to recipe generation, and I have been for over 20 years. Repeating this, not so much. Oh my God, that is awesome. So on the nose, hints of coffee, dark. So this is all dark malts. There's no coffee beans, no, barrel age or any of that other nonsense. This is definitely off of the malts. Oh my God, that's good. All right. Slight hints of hop bitterness because I know this is 350 Love Bun debittered malt. This is Belgian malt, Belgian pale. There's a Belgian dry yeast, 2.5 pounds of clove honey, and it's early clove honey, so it's very, very, very golden and light. It is well fermented, lingering hop bitterness, hint of disappointment. That's for you, Dion. I know you won't ever see this because you guys don't watch my videos and no one will tell you. Phil, if you're still listening, tell Dion because he's the one that is it Kendo that doesn't like, I don't know. I don't listen to WCBS much anymore. I don't have the time. I mean, since my channel's exploded, I mean, I have a video that's almost 600,000 views, and I have to do so much pop culture stuff. I don't have time to listen to WCBS. I do listen to the after hours, so I'm still a Patreon, $10 a month. That so everybody knows. But I don't get recognized as the channel that much. I don't even know what channel that means anymore. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. All right, but Jeff, look, anybody that's listening, tell Jeff to get in touch with me. He needs a 12-pack of this stuff, or at least a 6-pack. I need to give some to Phil. I need to give some to Joe. I need to give some to Loudy and Dan. Maybe. I'm sorry. The belching is because I've been drinking beer for 5 fucking hours. Okay. Oh, here's where I missed my mark. The mouthfeel is not quite as full, and I mean by it's like 92% there. The hop bitterness, perfect. The yeast does not give enough, even though it's warmed up. I mean, it's been sitting out for almost half an hour. The yeast does not give enough of the fruit flavors I'm looking for. I really want a White Labs Belgian golden ale yeast. Phil, ask your brother-in-law Joe; he'll know exactly what that means. But it's like 92% there. Everything else, perfect. So, let me find my iPhone because I know I've checked into this beer before. So anyway, for those wondering, on Twitter, I'm Brain Muffin. I'm also Brain Muffin on Instagram, and I used to have a web page that explained the brain muffin. Because if you do a search for brain muffin, you're going to get like brand muffin anyway, which is stupid. But brain muffin beer kitchen is what. And I'm gonna try and do a search here while I'm brain. It doesn't help that I can't F and C. I can't tell what that is. Oh crap. So I know some people have asked me when in the world Jeff is going to be on my channel. I don't know. The only way any of the WCBS guys are going to be on my channel is if you pester the living crap out of them. Jeff lives literally 20 minutes from me. And about the only time I ever see him is either Phil's for a holiday party or out of town. It is crazy. I'm not gonna try and find it. Shoot, you can't read it. But if you're on Untapped, you look at Brain Muffins Beer Kitchen, you're gonna find all kinds of stuff. It's the Abbey Black. It's something I want to make again. The vanilla stout. That's probably not gonna happen. John, I don't know if you ever listen to me on YouTube. I haven't seen you in years, but Crystal My Oats, I swear to God, dude, I'm gonna make an all green version of that. That is probably the most requested stout I've ever made in my life. I found the recipe not too long ago. I have to convert it. Clusterfuggles Ale is another one. This one is unbelievably difficult to make because the malting is easy. It is literally, it's similar to Dogfish Heads, the 60-minute, 90-minute, 120-minute, where I literally add like 2 pellets every 5 minutes. It is a pain in the ass to do the boil, but the results are incredible. It's Clusterfuggles Ale. Crystal My Oats has a lot of crystal malt. I mean, far, far more than you would have expected an oat stout. I mean, like by like 4 times. And it's not just like all 20L. It's like 10L and 20L and 30L and 60L, and it is layered on its crystal. It's one of those things I have yet to figure out how in the world I would do this purely as an all malt beer if I were to go to the traditional method, because then I would get the brew kettle very hot and then do the first runnings. But to get that layered love bun of multiple frequencies, that's the tough part. I don't know how in the hell to do that all naturally. So I have to use adjunct crystal malt. And now the dogs are whining. I cannot believe it. 11:30 at night and they're starting to play. It's just incredible. Anyway, I don't remember what I voted this beer. I can't even. Oh wait. Oh shit. Hold on. 100. There it is. Deep brown ale. So 9.5%. That's about right. And that is measured on specific gravity only. And it's a calculation. Unfortunately, my I got it. I don't. Do I have that down here? I'm gonna. Okay, you're gonna see a wall for a few seconds while I look if I have my my. I think I left it upstairs. And if I left it upstairs, it's staying upstairs. Sorry, I can barely walk. Nope, it's down here. Oh, frack. All right. I know Dr. Phil Seitz was on earlier, and his brother-in-law Joe. He has an electronic version of this. This only measures in Play-Doh, so I have to do a conversion, and it's not always accurate. So this is a something. This is a big word. It's a refractometer, basically. So basically, I got to hold it right so that the one light source is down here. So you put a sample here, you close it, and then you look through here. And I can't show you what it looks like. But basically, if you put distilled water, it'll be 0. Okay, it's kind of like if you do distilled water pH, it should be 7. And by this measures in Plato as opposed to a specific gravity in whatever the specific gravity is. Oh shit. So anyway, if anybody wondered if I have some rather fancy equipment, yes, I do. Now, this is not as fancy as Joe's electronic version of this, which I would love to have, but when I'm very once or twice a year, it's hard for me to spend hundreds of dollars on a refractometer. But anyway, so then I have to go convert from Plato to the specific gravity, and sometimes the measurements aren't exact. So the 9.5% is by this as opposed to the pure, hey, we'll boil off the water and then measure. Well, actually, technically, boil off the alcohol first. Alcohol boils at a much lower temperature, and then you take a percentage. So anyway, Dion, Jeff, Kendo, and Nick, you are missing out on an incredible live stream because I'm so drunk. I would propose to a pretty woman if I didn't think my wife would beat me into next week, which she would do if she weren't asleep. She yelled at me. There's this woman that I haven't seen in years, and I saw her a few weeks ago at Jungle Gym on accident. She was there tonight, and I gave her a small hug. So anyway, anybody wonders what it's like to be married 27 years, I can tell you. See, now you get, even though I didn't use any biscuit malt, you get hints of aromatic malt in banana, which is exactly what I wanted. What I should get, if I had a golden ale yeast, I would get hints of apricot, persimmon, dark cherry. Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. See now, yep, with slight bitterness on the back end. Jeff, this is what you're missing. You know where I live. Come find me. At minimum, get a 6-pack. There are people who want this beer, want to try this beer. I got people at work that are ready to literally ready to gut me because I haven't brought any beer in, and they're really pissed off. So, can I type yet? Oh, I can type. So, Logan Michael, thank you so much for. I'm going to see if I can respond. I can't even freaking type. And I thank everybody that's been watching. This beer, I think I gave it a 4.5. No, 4.25. 4.25. 2 weeks in. This has been a month. Oh, fuck that. It's been almost 2 months. April 21st. Perfect time. I'm going to raise it to 4.5 because I need a 0.5 point for the golden ale yeast, which I don't have. And that's pretty much it. Well, no, because I wanted really 10%. So I have about a 65 to 70% on my grandfather efficiency rating. If I would have gotten a little bit more plus the 2.5%, you're looking at 10.5%. So that's the miss. Other than that, the sale's awesome. And well, the ale's awesome, period. It's just, I know Kendo will say, hey, he made his own beer and he gave a bad review. Fuck you. Okay. I'm not mincing any words anymore. This is better than 98% of the beer you guys are going to spend, unless you're spending minimum $8 a 12-ounce bottle. Serious. I'm serious. I'm very, very, very serious. Unless you like an extremely hoppy beer, this beer right here is better than anything you want. Now, it does have latent hop bitterness. The bitterness arrives late, is exactly where I wanted it. The only thing missing, so I said 4.5. So here's the 2 points that's missing. So 1/4 point for not enough dark fruits on the nose when at proper temperature. Number 2, alcohol percentage 1% too low. So there's 1/4%. So 4.5 for this beer. And if anybody lives in the Cincinnati area, I will try and find you some. Now, for anybody that's a fan of Jesse Milestone out there in California, My understanding, she's going to be in Columbus in a couple of weeks. She will get some of this beer if I have to drive it up there myself. I told her already. I promised. I've made a personal commitment. What's crazy is that's the same weekend I turned 51. So Jesse, if any of your listeners listen to this and say, hey, this guy mentioned you in 2 weeks, my understanding is you'll be in Columbus. Absolutely get a hold of me. Contact me. I will give you my personal cell phone and I will drive 90 minutes. It's 90 minutes from my house to the Columbus Convention Center, almost to the minute. Now, Jeff is about another 20 minutes away, roughly. Where he is in East Price Hill, it is, we'll say 20 minutes. Okay. But you're going to be in the convention center. I can nearly drive there with my eyes shut. I've been there so many times. It's nearly eyes shut. I will drive a six pack to you. So if you like Jesse Milestone and you listen to her stuff, please bombard the crap out of her. Similar with Anna, I was listening to EVS earlier today, and Anna was on, and she responded to a couple of my tweets, my comments, and then didn't. So I met Jesse and Anna and Andy from the UK on Twitter when we were in Chicago, and it's been a very strange 2 months. So, if you're fans of them, please tell them, hey, will you connect with Channel Dad and do something? I've done nothing with anybody yet. I've been dying to do something with anybody. My channel, like I said, has been granted, I don't know how much of it's YouTube stupidity and they're just fucking me around and saying, well, you're really not growing. Bull crap. To be exactly static for 5 days, something crappy is going on. So anyway, but on BitChute, I am slowly growing. And, here's the thing is I'm not like Jeremy when I do 5 videos a day complaining about everything. I'm fairly middle of the road. I'm like, look, I may not like something, but you may love it. And I want to learn from you. That's kind of where I am with my life. I'm well past everything sucks kind of mentality to maybe it sucks. And maybe it's because I don't understand. And I am more than willing to listen. And maybe still it could be, nope, it sucks. That I'm more than willing to, and I'm more than willing to be wrong. But yeah, one of the things that people have asked me about is the latest Batman trailer. Or shouldn't Batman trailer, Batwoman trailer, the 30-second trailer where she gives a gold watch to someone in the subway. And I'm like, yeah, I have to agree with Jeremy. I don't know if it's real or parody. And I finally, maybe 2 weeks ago, watched the crossover between Arrow and the Flash and Supergirl. And it's like, okay, Batwoman's in it and I get it, but you guys are a year late. So, and Supergirl season, whatever, I've had, was it Christopher or something told me on Facebook, said, oh, this is the best season ever of Supergirl. I got to the 4th episode and I didn't give a crap. And look, I did not vote for Trump. I did not vote for Hillary. I've been voting libertarian for a minimum of 16 years. I think 2000 might have been the last time I voted for a major party. Maybe, I don't remember. I remember having libertarian tendencies in the mid 90s when I was like, Clinton is an ass bag, and every person the Republicans put up against him or worse. And then I came across the Libertarian Party in like 2000. I'm like, you guys are closer to where I am. I'm more of an anarchist capitalist, which I know will never, ever, ever happen. So that's where I am. I am so far pro liberty that I don't give a crap what you do as long as you don't affect my property values. That's basically what I want. You can do whatever you want. 2 guys can get married, 2 women can get married from a legal standpoint. Now, from a Christian standpoint, from a religious standpoint, yes, I have a problem, but I have a distinction between religion and the government, and I want the government to be like 9 people. That's it. So anyway, that is my political rant for the evening, and it is like almost 11:45. I can't believe I'm still talking. So anyway, 4.5 is what I give my own beer. and not because I'm blitz chased off my butt. Very good. It is nearly exactly what I had in mind in my head. Here's the thing. Unlike music, back when I was in high school and later when I used to play viola and piano and some other stuff, I had lots of songs up here I could never get out. Never. Even when, and if you look at my collegiate career, I was a music major first before I was a computer science major. And I used to sit in the student center and play waltzes for hours, all improvised. I would go 3/4, I would switch to 6/8. I would do other rhythms. I know you're like, wait a minute, it's waltz. There's not any, and I don't know why a 3/4 and a 6/8 was so natural to me. I know it's a waltz, but sometimes I do 5/8 and some other goofiness. I would do minor keys. I would get bored and just do all black keys. Um, I couldn't do that now at gunpoint, but back, 33 years, 33 years, I used to just improvise waltzes in student center for hours instead of doing my homework. And what's screwy is I didn't do well in music theory, but I used to just play. I was just play for hours. Anyway, um, so I haven't picked up the viola since my daughter took it in middle school and she got all upset because I hadn't played in a long, long time. And she's like, when you play, it sounds like something. When I play, it sounds like crap. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, because I've practiced and I have a more natural ability than you do. Just practice a little bit more and you'll be fine. She didn't want to do it. So the viola is tuned to C. Um, and but here's what's weird. Here's what's very, very weird. I'm fairly certain if I picked up viola right now, I could probably do scales. I could do some minor stuff, but that's it. I could not improvise. However, when I listen to violin music, I can tell you what scale it's in. It's very bizarre. I did a thing with Lindsay, what's her name, several years ago, and I was like, "Wait a minute, that was an open C string. You're on a violin. That's not possible. 5 string violins. I never knew that was possible." So, yes, I am staring at myself. Thank you very much. I'm staring at my own picture because I'm stupid. But anyway, I don't think anybody else is around. I'm going to close this down because I am actually warm and I need some fish oil and I'm older. I'm 51 years old. Here's what's crazy. I actually work with people whose parents are younger than I am. I never thought I'd be that guy. And it literally feels like 6 weeks ago, I was starting at Knox County schools in that'd have been midsummer 1990. Does not feel like 29 years ago. It literally feels like just a handful of years ago. So if you are under the age of 40, let me tell you right now, it will go faster than you realize. And before you know it, you'll be like me, you'll be like 50 plus going, what the freak happened? So if you have a vision for what you want to do and you have a goal and you have a plan, awesome. I had plenty of vision, dreams, really. Look, if you have a dream of where you want to be and you have no plan, it's going to rain. But if you have a dream of where you want to be and you have a plan to get there, that's a vision, and that is unbelievably powerful. So I'm gonna leave it with that. I know recently I've posted some really good stuff on Facebook with Denzel Washington and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Heed their advice. My biggest problem for 20 years, I had no plan that was executable. So it just dreams. So if you have an idea where you want to be, and you do not have a plan, it is just a dream. If you have a plan, it is a vision. And reevaluate that plan every few months and decide, do I need to make a change or am I going in the right direction? And you will succeed. I don't care if it takes 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, you will succeed and it'll be unbelievable. It'll be absolutely mind blowing and you will not understand. So now some people say, what is your vision for your channel on YouTube and BitChute and the like? I want to do more fitness oriented videos. I want to be able to, um, I want to interview people. I don't care who, but I want to ask questions they've never been asked and always wanted to ask. I do not want to rehash I mean, there are times I have watched interviews with people that I've sort of followed, and I'm like, I can answer every single one of these questions. You have done zero research. And I don't want to do, hours and hours, days of research to figure out the 4 questions. No, no, no. Ask them directly. What are the 12 things you've never been asked and always wanted to answer? Or what things have you been asked before, but have changed your answer on? And let's have that conversation. I would rather have I do not want an interview. I want a conversation. I want to talk to people. I want them to express themselves in ways that are not possible because they're hawking a movie, they're hawking whatever. Forget that. That is entertainment tonight. I want to talk to you about you, what makes you tick, and what makes you go. What gets you up in the morning, and what calmly and very succinctly and very not religiously, graciously do you fall asleep on? Where you just like, oh, okay, I today I did exactly what I wanted to do. I squeezed everything I could out of the day, and I'm going to rest at ease and sleep, and I will sleep nearly instantly. That's what I want to know of everybody. I don't care if you are Arnold Schwarzenegger or you are just somebody that just realized your goal and potential yesterday. Doesn't matter. Your story will inspire somebody, and usually multiple somebodies, more people than you can ever imagine. So let me know, and we'll set it up. So like I said, Afro Beer Chick and I are trying to figure out on Sunday. We're going to do a test. Hopefully, last weekend we were supposed to do something, but it fell through. We're going to try and set up something this weekend. I don't know if we're going to do a beer review Sunday or just test. We're going to do some other stuff. She is an hour behind me, but she's got some great beer reviews on YouTube. She has some great stuff on Twitter, and so if you aren't following her, go do it. In fact, let me go bring that up just so you know who in the heck I'm talking about. Of course, I'm probably talking to myself, but I don't care. Oh, there it was, and I missed it. Shoot, what the heck? All right, here we go. How can I share? I'm just going to do entire screen because I'm too drunk to figure something else out. Hopefully you see that. You don't see this other nonsense. That's not going to work. Here we go. All right. Afro Beer Chick. If you were not following her on Twitter, please do. I don't know what I forget what her YouTube handle is. I know I follow her on YouTube. Forget it. But anyway, this young woman and I are trying to figure out how to do a collaboration review of something. Hopefully on Sunday we're going to definitely do something and have a test. And then after that, we'll figure out. We'll both go get a beer and review it. And this is awesome because this is the first time I'm trying to do collaborations for almost 2 years, and this is the first person that's like, "Yeah, let's do it." So we'll see. All right. So I want to thank everybody that's still sticking around. I don't even know if anybody is still sticking around. I appreciate it. I appreciate the 1,500 subs that I do have. I absolutely am thankful. I don't think that comes across well enough. I heard my rattlesnake video. I quit drinking beer. I sort of remember the rattlesnake video, John. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to catch me a little bit more sober. Here's the thing: is I don't get this drunk like once a year. That's it. If when I had to drive home from the Jungle Gym Beer Fest, I wasn't even close to this. I have a stick shift on purpose. If I cannot put it in the first gear and go without stalling, I know I am not capable of driving. That is one of the beauties of a stick shift. Put it in automatic is too easy. So, when you have a 5-speed automatic, it's a bit different. I mean, I'm not automatic. I'm true manual, not that semi-automatic nonsense. I thank everybody for sticking around that's still here. If you are listening to this on a recorded effort, I thank you very much. I thank you for sharing my videos. Please like and subscribe. Click the bell notification. I think if I remember correctly, I looked today, I think it was like 13.8% of you are clicking the bell notification, which is absolutely awesome. There are channels that don't even have 5%. So I am so grateful for that. I want to thank everybody that's been here. I mean, I had a video that exploded mid-March, the Brie Larson video that not mid-March, mid-April. It was posted like the 7th or 8th of March. It had been out for over a month before it took off. It had like 100 views until about the 12th of April. Absolutely took off. I know a lot of people have been complaining that I have not done enough Brie Larson videos, and I've released some. There are some coming out tomorrow. I know it's technically still Friday here in the Eastern time zone. I have 5.5 minutes, but there are some coming out, some more coming out on Saturday. I will be working on some more once I get my license and some other things taken care of with the DMV in the state of Ohio. I have to go and present a bunch of crap so that I can get something that I can actually get on a plane with. My current job, I'll be traveling a lot more than I have probably in the last 5 years, close to 5 years. And I gotta, do some application for passport. But anyway, I digress. And so about 850 of you came on board because of that video, and you have been complaining that I'm not coming out with enough Brie Larson. It's look, dude, look. Brie Larson isn't making quite that much. What the fuck is that smell? One of the dogs farted under my desk. Shoot. Anyway, oh my god, I cannot. Really, you dogs went out an hour ago, and anyway. More Brie Larson stuff coming. In the meantime, please enjoy the Marvel cancellation video of the Captain Marvel video. It is climbing on BitChute like crazy, which is unbelievably amazing. That video from March, the one with the MCU cast rumors, which took off to over 500,000 views, which just, I cannot express how humbling that is. When it hit 100,000, I was like, I mean, you go ask Nick Utam. I was beyond beside myself, and it kept going like crazy. I'm like, you can't be serious. This video is a month old, and it's still, it has slowed down. It's about 1,200 views a week, which is much slower than it was. But it's over in Cecil's video, which is awesome. With Brie Larson is the ex-girlfriend of the U.S. I don't know if he's reached 500,000. So if you have not checked it out, please do. That is an awesome, awesome video. I was just reading a freaking article. I got a lot of names wrong. I say Hawkman instead of Hawkeye because I had the DC stuff from the Arrowverse stuff in my brain when I recorded that. I say Martin Downey Jr. instead of Robert Downey Jr. And for some reason I had Morton Downey Jr. on my mind. I don't know why. And I meant to go back and make annotations. I pinned a comment for a month and nobody effing read it. So I know. So go watch that video. Watch it 1,000 times if you want. If you really want to stick it to YouTube and the advertisers, watch all my videos with ad blockers off. I'm not a very big channel. I will freely admit I make about $42 a month off of ads. So that's it. And like 25% of what I would make goes to YouTube. So you do the math. Find me on BitChute as Brain Muffin or late. I actually changed it recently. I think it just basically search for Brain Muffin. If you go by channel, if you go by video, you will find some Fan Caste videos out there. This is another channel that I've had for 2 years. Kendo and I started this. Liquid Metal Pro was a part of it, and then he sort of wasn't. Then he came back. Reality's Frank also came back. Liquid Metal Pro recently has not been a part of it. I don't know why. You're going to have to ask him. I will share this. So there you go. Present to everyone. That is the Fan Cast. We were at 100 subs 2 weeks ago, and now it's 99. But we do watch parties. We do all kinds of crazy stuff. So check it out. If you want to if you have a YouTube account and want to be a guest on the Fan Caste, let me know. We'll figure that out. We are inviting everyone. We've had Stephanie on several times. If you are a guest and you are the female persuasion, you get to choose your male, or if you're into women, that's fine. Hall of Fame. So we've had Harrison Ford and others. This is my channel, and you can see, here's the live stream that I'm doing for way, way, way too long. My voice is about gone. Please check out my stuff as well, and I appreciate everything. And I will see you guys. I don't know when I'll do another live stream on this. I didn't turn off super chats, but no one super chatted, I don't think. Double check. I don't think I have any super chats to deal with. Brie Larson video exploded like crazy. Absolutely, John. Thank you for your patronage. I know some people some people have been kind of kicked off WCBS and all that other stuff. So far I haven't had a reason to do that, and you can tell it's midnight. My voice is just about gone. But I am very humbled by that anybody at all would care what I think about anything. And so I'm trying to do a lot of my videos of late have just been informatory, and people have sent me messages saying, we want to know what you think about X and Y. Sometimes I don't have an opinion because I have not I have not purchased a comic book in 40 years. Somewhere around 78, 79 was the last time I bought a comic book. So sometimes I'm like, yeah, this looks good. And sometimes it's like, yeah, this sucks. And other than that, I don't have an opinion because I don't have much of a dog in the fight, but I will try to form some more. I want to be, I thank everybody that has watched the fitness supplement reviews, and the beer reviews. Supplement reviews tend to be, basically, here's what my channel has been for the last almost year. Well, we'll say 4 or 5 months, because for a long time it was supplement videos only, and then it's been Brie Larson. So if I look at my top 10, 5 of them will be Brie Larson videos, and the other 5 will all be fitness supplements. Sorry. So those of you who have watched my Millville protein powder, that's the Aldi's protein powder review, I thank you very much. My local Aldi's only has chocolate and vanilla. I have looked, so there's nothing to update there. I do have some other supplement videos I will be shooting tomorrow, and when they go live, I would appreciate if you watch them and share the living crap out of them. I would rather do more supplement videos, but basically, unless it's a testosterone booster, the Millville, there's one other, is it 6-star protein powder? Everything else kind of falls by the wayside, unfortunately. And 6 stars is horrible. Their testosterone booster is okay. Their protein powders suck. There will be some more, because I actually do have some protein powder of theirs, the casein protein, which is something that I have not tried. It's not bad, but the regular protein is very gritty to me. And so it's very slow to say, oh, I want to try the banana flavor, because I would rather spend 10, 15 more dollars on much higher quality protein powder. There's a pre-workout that will be coming out soon. Hopefully, maybe Saturday or Sunday. I'll shoot that, and we'll do I'll take it. I'll hit the gym and I'll come back kind of video. I forget the name of the brand. It's one that I've never tried before. It is pretty good. I don't know if I like it better than Rev Up. So far, Rev Up and Lit are my 2 favorites. And Rev Up actually follows me on Twitter and retweets stuff, so that's awesome. So anyway, thank you very much. I've been trying to say goodnight for like 20 minutes now, and as you can see, I don't have my glasses on. I mean, they're over here, but I can't see anything closer than arm length with them on. I appreciate it. Hopefully you can hear the tiredness of my voice. Anybody still listening, absolutely, thank you so much. But if you want to see more stuff on this channel, I cannot emphasize enough sharing organically. Just go to my homepage, copy the link, go to Twitter, go to Instagram, go to Facebook, wherever, and share. Don't retweet. Retweet's good, but organic links are much, 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 much better. Just, find, if you have a favorite video, tweet the living crap out of it. I'm serious. It is amazing. It's something you wouldn't think would make a difference, but it makes a huge difference when I look at the analytics. And it's like, why does it matter? But it matters. It matters huge where you come from. And if you like several videos of mine in a row, that's even better. I've had some people who have been unceremoniously unsubscribed. If you like a video, please click like. The more videos you like of mine, it's not just, because it'll boost it up. It tells YouTube, I want to stay subscribed. If you like a bunch of videos of mine in a row and you still get unsubscribed, please let me know, and I'll try and contact YouTube. But most people that have been unsubscribed from my channel have watched but not clicked like. It's amazing how often it's like, when's the last time you clicked a video? February. Yeah, that's the problem. I don't know why. I personally have been unsubscribed from several channels that I listen every time they have a video out, but I don't click like. And so I personally have made a point to click like when I like a video, even if I'm like mediocre about it, doesn't matter. Click like, it tells YouTube. YouTube is in a very odd spot. They are this close to becoming completely irrelevant because of their political nonsense. They've shut down channels over the minorest of things. So if you're kind of like on the fence, go find me on BitChute. I am on Minds, although I really need to get that up to date. And I am on Gab, which is way, way behind. My channel, not Gab in particular. I need to get that up to date. Go find me there, Brain Muffin, most places. Look for my name. I have an internet unique name. So if you spell BRYONLAPE, I'm the only one you'll find. And I'm also, I don't know, 5 months behind blogging on my website. I get it. I know. And I have ideas. It's just, I'm so busy, but most of it's an excuse. I've just been lazy when it really, really comes down to it. No more wow, no more playing around. All right. So thank you very much, everybody that is still on. Listen to me babble on for an hour. And I know, but I'm at the point where if I drink anymore, I'm literally going to puke and choke on my own vomit. And I don't like that. So thank you so much for stopping by. Pastor Jeff, tell him to get a hold of me. Tell him to be on my channel. Let's do an interview. Jeff isn't too big to give me 20 minutes of questions he's never been asked. Nick as well. I want to do an interview with him about stuff he's into independent films and some of his other stuff outside of WCBS that is not as well known. And when I look at real independent productions, the RAP channel, they should be at like 15,000 subs. They're not. They're not even. They think they're 1,000. Very good reviews of independent films. I forget the guy that's his partner on that down in Atlanta. And because they're the only two that have channels. Dion doesn't really have anything outside WCBS. And then there's Kendo. Kendo left the Fan Caste almost 2 years ago, like a year and a half ago. We passed 2 years ago on the Fan Caste, and obviously tonight we didn't have anything. The guys were going to go to Adam's channel to talk tonight. I don't know what they did. Hopefully next week we'll be back if I'm not traveling. I have a house in Marion that we've got to sell, so I might be traveling. We'll see. All right. Thank you so much for stopping by and clicking like. And I'm literally about to pass out. The screen is beyond blurry. I don't even know if I can find the stop button if it wasn't bigger. The problem is I see 3 of them, and I think it's right there. I'm going to try. Thanks for clicking like, and I will see you. And I appreciate everybody that watches my videos and help me try to get another one for June over 1,000 views. I have one. It's like 300. Getting one a month over 1,000 where I am right now is huge. I hit about 2,500, 3,000 subscribers. One a week is good. It's going to have to happen where I will be demonetized. Unceremonious. Basically, I won't get any warning. It'll be bam. I'll be demonetized. That's what it's going to take. But right now, 1,000, a video, 1,000 views, no ad blockers. Huge, huge, huge. And I'm very grateful. What little money I make will go back into the channel and supplements and maybe some beer. But when it's $42 a month, it's really hard to do anything. It barely pays the internet connection. So if you want to see more stuff, please watch everything religiously. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you want my take on. I'm almost 51 years old, so I'm Gen X, born in 68. So I have a very different take on a lot of things from people on YouTube that are 20, 30 years younger than I am. And I mean, I know I've belabored this point. I really cannot express how much I appreciate everybody who's watched my videos. It is really heartwarming that anybody gives a shit what I have to say about anything, including what it's like to grow up INTJ, one of my most popular videos. I am very introverted. So it takes an incredible amount of energy for me to even be on the air like this, let alone for an hour. Thank you very much. We'll see you later. Goodbye.